Here's, let me get to my testimony. This is the testimony. I heard somebody talk about they were angry at God, didn't believe God, rebelled against God. Yeah, I did all that. December 28th, 1979, I was blessed with my first child. Baby boy at that. He was born with a heart defect. Got your ventricles, left ventricle, right ventricle. His was the opposite way they were supposed to be. So he would, we knew at birth he would need open heart surgery at some point. So anyway, the first few days of his life, he was in intensive care. Went through that. It was, I don't know, a few days, a week. Then he was on, we had to give him heart medicine as an infant. Okay, so we give him heart medicine. Following that, September of 1980, September 17th, 1980, in Iowa City, Iowa. He had open heart surgery and didn't make it. Yeah, my son, my baby. It's weird, you know, he would have been 39 this past few days ago. It's interesting. There's some moments of that experience that are totally blocked out of my mind, but there's some moments that I remember like it was yesterday. I think the hardest part, it really wasn't my immediate hurt or whatever. It was when my mom called me. Well, could you tell her son? That was hard on my mom. I remember that. It didn't just affect me. It affects other people. Yeah. That was a long bus ride from Iowa City back to Sioux City. You talk about hating God. There can't be no God. See, this is where I was at. Don't put me around any kids, because come on, I'm not, no. So then I got to crying out to God, complaining. Why me? I love my child. I didn't abuse him. I didn't, all these, da. At that time, I was nowhere near saved. That wasn't even on my mind. I was angry. I was bitter. And God's a big enough God. He'll let you complain to him. That's no problem. He's heard it before. And really, the one thing that God, as strange as this may sound, part of my healing, and I wasn't crying out to God at all for nothing. I mean, he just dropped it in my spirit, in my unsaved spirit. This is what God had me do. Of all things, he had me look probably like a week or two after Aaron James had died. He had me look at the obituary section. Of all things, the obituary section. Oh my goodness. And I didn't, for whatever reason, I did it. So morning after morning, I looked in the obituary section. And I couldn't really understand why I was doing it, but then it hit me why I was doing it. All of a sudden, God was showing me it wasn't just your son I took. Wow. Such and such lost a child. Such and such did da. So then my God was kind of telling me, while I was just moaning and crying and whining, why me? He said, why not you? Yeah. Now, some 8 years later, I had to go through that. First of all, so God can show me who he was. I'm going to tell you how he showed me who he was. Okay, now keep in mind, I'm still not going to any cemetery. You can forget that. Memorial Day, bye, go ahead. I ain't thinking about no cemetery. Remember this date. Aaron died September 17th, 1980. And I was at that, which way am I going? Am I going up or down? Because it didn't really matter. I mean, whatever. Don't you know, 2 years later, September 18th, Aaron died September 17th, 1980. September 18th, 1982. My son, James L. Tillman Jr. was born. Big, healthy, 10 pounds. Nothing, yeah, he was a big baby. Nothing, he's a big boy now. He's talking, nothing wrong with him. And even before he was born, the fear was in me. I cannot go through this again. I mean, it probably would have took me out. One was, okay, 2, I mean, boop, within 2, it would have been too much. No, God turned it around, and he showed me. That's when I said, wow. He showed me who he was. it's sad that it had to take that for me to see who he was. Sacrificing your, I'm not Jesus, but I know Jesus is in me. So I can relate to Jesus. He had to sacrifice his son for others, so others could live. Let me wrap it up. Bring it to a quick close. If I would have listened to the devil and just did whatever, I wouldn't now have 3 beautiful kids. Get this. I have 7 grandkids. Now, you biblical scholars do know what the number 7 is. Yeah. Oh, the story doesn't end then. It doesn't end there. No, it's continued blessings. Don't you know, just talk to Mish today. Those of you who don't know, Mish is my youngest child. Praise God, on Thursday of this week, grandchild number 8 is coming. I just thought it was so important to share that with you guys. Oh, and that's not the only thing God has brought me through. My goodness. But that was the one that said, okay, there's something to this. That was the one. It wasn't when my mom died in 1996. It could have been. Or at age 17 when my dad had his 3rd heart attack. It could have been. Or when I got in the accident, you know, some of you on Facebook know I like to bicycle, ride a bike. Could have been when I was coming down West 7th Street in Sioux City, Iowa. No helmet on. Racing a dog, and that's another long story, but it's true. Next thing I know, I look back, smoked the dog, but I'm wild, and next thing I know, I'm flying through there like Superman. No helmet, the only protection I had was a t-shirt on. That concrete's hard. So I'm flying through the air, and my pretty face is about to get smacked on that concrete. Instinctively, I tucked my shoulder down, so my shoulder took the brunt, so it went boom, boom. Had every right to whatever. God asked me, no, God didn't ask me, I asked God. It was July 4th, 2004. I asked God, why did you spare me? What purpose do you have for me? I'm here for a reason. At that time, and this is when how I started getting into youth media training, digital photography and video. He specifically told me, pass on the skills that I've blessed you with, not only to others, but to the least of those that society cares about. Okay, so when I talk about a bully prevention program, a youth media training, we've got an enormous